So before I start, if you're looking for a calm and rational response, taking the higher road, you can stop watching this video now because that's not what this video is going to be about. I'm kind of pissed. This is a video response to a YouTube user called Thefreedomwatch, Dan, who I'm going to start making a lot of videos about Dan, and I'll explain why. This fucking piece of shit, inbred, ignorant, asshole, fuckwad, like that's ad hominem, by the way. I'm utilizing the ad hominem fallacy frequently in this video. So this guy, he blocked me. Now, for a lot of you out there, it may not mean shit, but I've never blocked anybody in my life on YouTube. Or, I've never blocked anybody here, and I've never been blocked before, which is pretty surprising, considering, I've made videos about a lot of people who are notorious blockers and have blocked friends of mine here. But I've never been blocked. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe just under the radar or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm not very important. And I know I'm not that important. But I've never been blocked. And so, but this is, and being blocked itself doesn't piss me off. I mean, if I wouldn't, some of the stuff I've said about Nick, for example, fucking, he deserves to block me. He hasn't, but I mean, he had every right to. I would be more amused by being blocked by him than anything else. But this guy blocked me for politely disagreeing with him. I didn't use any profanity. I wasn't rude. I wasn't offensive. I was sort of doing an FYI. Here's your facts here are incorrect, and he blocked me for that, and that pisses me off. Okay, that really, really pisses me off. I'm going to explain. This won't be short. So, I found this guy. He responded to a Nick video with a, 5 stars faved or something like that. Some, whatever. And I had to see, who would think that a Mystical Forest video was worth 5 stars. I sort of had to see, hoping, looking for that elusive character. The holy grail of YouTube, somebody dumber than Nick. And what do you know? I found him. This guy, I'm going to put a link to his channel down on my balls. I mean, in the crotch bar. Sorry. So you go to his channel, and we'll put a link to the video I'm specifically talking about here, which is going to get, again, the first of many. I'm going to consider myself to be a barnacle on this guy's ass, okay? And maybe that's a gross comparison, but because I hate, I kind of hate this. There's an irony to being blocked, which is silenced, which is by this fucking inbred calling himself the Freedom Watch, who makes videos about, they're taking away our freedom of speech. Fucking idiot, and then he blocks. You guys see where I'm going with that? It's pisses me off. Anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna explain. Sorry. He made this video about the BP oil spill, and he talks about how important fisheries are in the Gulf states and how this oil is negatively impacting them. And I completely agree with that. I've worked on the EVOS project, the Exxon Valdez oil spill. I've worked under that grant a couple of times, a couple of different projects, and I worked with a number of scientists connected with it. I've done some of the identification work for the Prince William Sound surveys and such. And I also have taught oceanography 5 semesters total. So I know a bit about ocean currents and the effect of petrochemical pollution and stuff like that. He made the comment about how important it was, and again, I agreed. But he mentions about that how devastating this is going to be because the NWO, he's a fucking NWO retard. They have taken away our fisheries, and so that his point was that with the Gulf fish, all of these fish dead, that if we ever go back to being a fishing nation again, if we ever learn how to fish, they've taken all of that away from us. But if we ever have to support ourselves on fisheries, we won't be able to anymore because the Gulf fish will all be dead. And so I made a comment, a very polite fucking comment, explaining to him that we are a huge and powerful fishing nation in the world. we've never forgotten how to fish, okay? The United States ranks 3rd or 4th in world fishing. We flip-flop back and forth. We are huge. I think it's I think it's 12 million tons of fish per year or something like that we get out of the 100 million fish caught worldwide. We're huge. We're one of the most important fishing nations. We've got an incredibly large fishing fleet. And so to say that we are forgotten how to fish, is just ignorant. That's just stupid. And so I politely corrected him with the actual numbers. And also he had mentioned in his video that in 1930 we were 82% food self-sufficient. Now we're 2% food self-sufficient, implying that we import 98% of our food. Again, looking at the FAO stats, we are gigantic in food production as well. The United States, in corn and beef and wheat, all of that, we are, we're not I don't think we're number one on any of those commodities, but we're at the top. We're towards the top of the list across the board. We're a huge food producing nation too. So his comments are just is stupid. So he made those. I made those comments to him. He responded back to me that it's people like me why 7 million starved and some bullshit in caps. And I wrote back that people like me, like, who do you mean people like me? You mean people who know stuff as opposed to just spouting bullshit from Fox News or whatever. And I didn't say it that. I was still polite. And I went back to respond again, and he blocked me. So this is what ticked me off. He blocked me for disagreeing with him. No profanity was in my thing. There was nothing offensive in it. I disagreed with his made-up statistics he was pulling out of his fucking retard, inbred fucking ass. And I got blocked for that. And that really makes me mad. So, Dan, the Freedom Watch, I plan on going through your videos, as was it Richard Coughlin was talking about Nick calling him a stress pone. Well, you're going to be my stress pone, okay? Whenever I'm bored, whenever I'm tired of working on my projects, I'll go through and I'll randomly pick one of your videos, and I'm going to tear it fucking apart because it's completely ignorant. I mean, even this oil spill video, I'm going to start with that one. I mean, you got to watch it yourself. He's sitting around, he's talking about, I don't know, he's like, they can, the implication, which is really common with the ignorant crowd, that that they could stop this oil leaking, if they wanted to, and he's like, my friend Cletus says, crimp it, this fucking life's not a fucking movie, okay? Fucking Forrest Gump doesn't stand up and go, why don't we just put a Band-Aid on it? And everybody's like, oh my God, he's so wise. All right? That's not the way the world fucking works. All right? Look at 160 times atmospheric pressure. Look at that. Okay? Look at a steel pipe that's, what is it, a 1/4 inch thick? Where it's already damaged and torn and laying on the bottom with lots and lots of joints all over it. And you think about what's going to happen if you crimp that. What do you think's going to happen? Yeah, it'll blow up somewhere else. And in fact, they estimate that they've considered crimping, you fucking idiot. They considered it. It was in the list of things that were looked at as potential solutions to it. They were going to crimp down its length, and they decided not to because if that breaks further on down, right, it could make the problem 10 times worse than it is now. So, yeah, but that's a little bit of actual reading and facts, and it's a whole lot better to believe Glenn Beck or Alex Jones or whoever the fuck you're getting your information from, you fucking dumbass, retarded, inbred, redneck piece of shit. All right? So fuck you. Fuck your blocking, fucking freedom. They're taking away our First Amendment, and then you block people, you fucking idiot. You don't even see the hypocrisy in that. So, expect to see a whole lot more videos from me, about you. And I encourage all of you guys out there, you guys want to have some fun. This guy is a birther, this guy's a fucking anti-vaxxer, this guy's a fucking chemtrails. I'll tell you this real quick, he made a video about chemtrails. where as he's filming it, they're dispersing. And if you guys know anything about the chemtrails conspiracy, they always say that that chemtrails, the difference between chemtrails and contrails is that chemtrails last for hours while contrails dissipate immediately. This is a stupid argument, but that's what they say. But he's filming this, so in a 10-minute video, you're watching this thing completely disperse while he's talking about these chemtrails. So he's even ignorant by the ignorant fucking standards. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna end this now. I will talk to you guys later.
Proud of it. They admit it. Go look at President Obama. He's eighth cousins to Vice President Cheney. Don't you see? These people are all kinfolks. They're all cousins. They're just. The game is rigged. The table is tilted. Okay.